No. Place it. Okay. What? I'm not... Okay.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Modded Minecraft. This is a custom Minecraft mod pack that I made for me and my friends to mess around in.
Oh, there it is. Oh.
There's a lot of stuff in this pack. Steampunk, dungeons, dimensions, and more.
He is coming our way.
See, at first I just wanted to make a fantasy steampunk pack, but I wanted more of a challenge. Having played a fair amount of what was essentially vanilla Minecraft with my friends, I thought it was time to turn up the difficulty. To do so, we would also have to factor in temperature,
What?
thirst, and air, all of which vary based on height and environment.
Are you suffocating?
Yes, I can't breathe.
And since this clearly wasn't enough, I added mob scaling. This was also necessary for, reasons.
You like what you see?
To preface this video, allow me to say, this mod pack sucks.
What the fuck?
Admittedly, I never playtested the pack.
Can I not be freezing? I'm in the sunlight.
Why, you may ask? Well, after a grueling experience of getting it to not crash, I just wanted to play the game, and so did my friends. So, watch as we are subjected to this horrible journey, and see who suffered the most in the end. Upon starting up the server, I forgot to record. To summarize the unrecorded session, myself and two of my friends, Mike and Nate, had claimed two of the village houses right next to spawn, collected some resources, and crafted some gear. It was just Nate and I this time, but we still decided to brave the unknown world. After wandering around for a bit, and dying,
No!
we eventually came upon this dungeon. And would you know it, these dungeons were loaded. Kinda. As with all Minecraft loot chests, sometimes you would get something great, but most of the time it was likely something you wouldn't need.
Elementarian? Bombs?
Moms?
The problem was that we were basically in a different game and didn't know what would be useful and what wouldn't. To add to this, these chests were player instants, so we both got our own loot. Naturally, we chose to be hoarders. Not too far into the exploration, Nate had to get off,
I have to go.
so we said our strictly platonic goodbyes.
Take care, boss. I love you. And we continue.
Over the course of the dungeon, I managed to find 2 additional backpacks. With one already in my possession, I had quadrupled the base carrying capacity. I still managed to completely fill them. Granted, you can upgrade the backpack, but I wasn't aware of this at the time, so I was frequently juggling my current inventory with new items that piqued my interest just a tad bit more. Okay, sure. The constant inventory management was annoying, and self-inflicted, but it paled in comparison to a much larger issue. The mobs. Not the types of mobs, mind you, but their damage.
No, back it up.
This was far from what it should be, but based on how this pack was made, it's only fitting that at least one other mod breaks something else.
Oh, behind you.
18 tiki tiki cuando iba saliendo de mi...
Fuck.
On top of the damage issue, the further down you go, the tankier the mobs become. Not good. Obviously, the weapons I had weren't working, so I put my 2 functioning brain cells to the test. I needed something strong, powerful, something that could kill nearly anything. I needed lava. With this, completing the dungeon was now possible. Only the wither skeletons remained, until I was blessed with a sword.
Sword.
Not much happened on the final layer. Only things worth of note were some diamonds and a decent diamond sword. Not bad. After looting and clearing out most of the dungeon, I decided to finally head back to the surface and go home. On a different day, Nate and I were wondering what to do next. Now that we had collected a fair amount of resources, we decided to turn our focus inward and build up some production and automation. The problem was, we needed more space.
I think we need to move purely because if we want to start doing create stuff, we're going to need a lot more space than we currently have.
The most prominent collection of mods in this pack revolved around the Create mod. These mods allowed us to build factories, railways, and just a lot of cool things. However, as you may imagine, these would take up lots of space and our real estate was severely lacking. If we wanted to go through with this, we could either apply our
Eminent domain.
or just move. So, after wandering around for a bit and rummaging through the base of one of our friends, Nate and I found a decent spot, claimed it as our own, and got to work. Now that we had an open clearing and Nate had to hop off, I got to building. For a quick rundown, this windmill functions as our home as well as a mechanical energy source for some basic create tools. This tree farm harvests and replants trees, and this in turn yields wood, charcoal, and electricity. It was simple and inefficient, but would suffice for the time being. On the topic of innovation, now would be a good time to mention this, the warship. This bad boy can hold a lot of items, has several upgrade slots, and can even fire weapons. Now, I had made this warship prior to entering the dungeon the first time, but hadn't really used it due to its high fuel consumption and fear of destroying it. But here's the thing. There's a strange interaction between mobs and the warship, where the mobs will get stuck in an open sea. They don't really affect the warship in any way, since you're free to keep using it, or just eject them. Interesting. In a later session, my friend Brian had hopped on asking how to make the uncrafting table. However, due to me not configuring OBS for Discord properly, I don't have any audio of this conversation. Yippee! Between this and no one using the voice chat mod, the conversations in most of my recordings sound like this.
Why? You guys don't have iron? I just wanted to, maybe like 3, just to try it.
This video is truly scuffed. Anyways, the uncrafting table. As the name implies, it takes an input item and deconstructs it into its components. Unfortunately for the both of us, I did not own one. In order to make one, we would need to explore and progress through the Twilight Forest. Initially, I had hopped on without any real plan in mind, so what the heck. We met up, made the portal, and began our new adventure.
I'm under the water.
Please tell me this
Please
works.
help me.
Hope for the best.
Our spawn was fairly peaceful.
Hey!
Just a dimly lit sky full of stars, various animals,
Oh, not the raven.
and nothing trying to kill us. Yet. To get the item we needed, we would need to progress through the various bosses. Or at least we thought so. Turns out there's another way to get the uncrafting table, and it can be accessed at any time. Go figure. Anyways, the first boss on our list was the Naga. This lengthy boy was very simple. Just keep hitting him until he dies.
Nice.
Defeating him allowed us to take on the second boss, the Lich. His tower wasn't too far from the Naga, so we ran over and broke in.
Can we break it actually? We can. Here we go.
Upon entering the tower, we were met with his undead minions and some really annoying books.
No!
After fighting through various rooms, we broke out onto the roof and found the Lich's chamber.
Bye-bye.
We didn't really know what to expect, so we didn't want to just jump right in, until... Having never played the Twilight Forest, how do you think this went? Brian ended up dying, thus dropping his stuff at the very top of the tower, and I
I want to break his shield.
ran away.
I'm a coward.
Now you might be wondering, why aren't you using a shield? Well, unfortunately, a mod that changed the attack animation had a tendency to glitch the shield to where it would take up half your screen. Early on, there wasn't much use for a shield since everything around our village house was low level. Thus, rather than simply disabling the animation, I instead opted to bench the shield and simply forgot about it. I don't know about Brian though, since he has a shield. Skill issue, I guess. After just looking up how to fight this guy, we found out that we would have to hit his projectiles back at him. This proved to be quite challenging, as we were already having to deal with the regular mobs.
I'll put it again. Do it. I hit it back, but there's too much shit going on, man. I can't do it. No. Please. Okay.
On top of this, we were missing an important detail. We didn't realize there are two projectiles. The ender pearls that could be hit back, and the fire charges that could not.
God damn it.
At this point, our food was dwindling, our lack of skill was apparent, and with Brian's sanity on the verge of collapse, we gave up, instead opting to come back some other day. At this point, we felt that our inability to overcome challenges was due to a lack of proper gear, rather than a lack of skill. Our smooth brains refused to believe that brute force was no longer viable. Thus, we decided to change our focus from the Twilight Forest to acquiring the best armor and weapons in this pack, the Dragonsteel set. This set was by far the best we had seen, so we looked it up, found out that it requires dragon drops, and started hunting. Neglecting our standard tactics, we didn't really have a plan as to how we would fight the dragons, until...
Wait, he
That's right, the warship breaks the dragons too. But are we really about to exploit this? Would we really relegate a challenging boss to a punching bag? Of course we are. And with that, everyone had stopped getting on. With this being the first playtest of the pack, and a very frustrating one at that, all of us were rightfully burnt out. To elaborate on this, among 12 total players, 9 people had quit in about 7.5 hours or less. As for myself, I had 35 deaths over the course of about 67 hours. But I still didn't have the most. That would be Brian. Despite playing just under 18 hours, Brian had 93 deaths. Phenomenal. Will I set up another server again? Absolutely. As frustrating as it was still fun to play with my friends. Will I make a new server soon? No. I want to play other games, and I don't want people thinking that this is just another Minecraft channel. Will I cause more people to not trust my servers? To be determined. While it certainly won't be the last time we play a Minecraft mod pack, it might be the last time we play one of mine. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching.